we're doing Enemy Mine now. There is, I had to hold back the excitement on this one for quite a few years because I didn't want to hype this up, because this is one of my favourite movies and I didn't want to, like, you know, go overboard on like telling Sarah about it. What did you think of it? Or what did you think of it?
Well, at first I was really unsure, and there were times where I wasn't entirely sure that I wanted to finish watching the movie because it looks like it was going for a really nasty turn. But I stuck it through, and I actually enjoyed it.
It's got Dennis Quaid, and he is Willis Davidge, who is, let's face it, a bit of a git. And at one point, he actually says, once he's crash landed, he actually says, and I'm gonna take, I hope that Drac is still alive, because I'm gonna take pleasure in killing him or something. It's like,
Basically.
it's like,
I don't know.
That was pretty terrible, wasn't it?
I just thought that was some serious preoccupation, because he's just crash landed on this planet. His buddy is dead, and he's just finished burying his buddy, and yet the only thing he can focus on is killing another.
Yeah.
And it's not even nearby or a threat. The Drac was gonna stay in its location with its food source, but he was determined to hunt it down, and it was just kind of.
And I think
why?
I think what they're doing there is they're trying to make a point about war, and that they have killed each other for so long that they're numb to killing.
I think it was more than that. He turned it into a personal vendetta. In fact, the reason he was on that planet in the first place was because he had turned it into a personal vendetta, and instead of just going out there and doing his job, he went out there and took everything personally. Oh no, one of my friends got shot. They did it on purpose to upset me. Well, that's not exactly, but that's kind of how he took it.
I was gonna you haven't seen the movie Fury, but it's about a tank. It's a World War II film about a tank crew who's been like in the tank killing people for like 5 years. The thing is though that he's a pilot. He should be, fighter pilots are more sort of it's different from the ground troop killing. But and it has a great visuals, you know, the special effects and the landscapes.
The miniatures and the little scuttly creatures that are like remote controlled or something.
It reminded me, it was like, bits of it were like Star Wars, bits of it was like, well, the main storyline was like a sort of classic Star Trek episode. And at the end, where you've got this, all this fighting in the what was it, a refinery? Refinery, that was a bit like Indiana Jones. I felt it was very like Indiana Jones.
It was on a scavenger ship.
Yeah.
Where he goes to rescue a young kid.
Yeah, he's he does a 180, doesn't he? At the end of the movie, he's loving the
he's
aliens.
just spent 3 years on a planet, and at least his first year or first 2 years, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, we don't know how much time has, but it's a long time.
We just know that he was there for 3 years, because that's what the people say. Oh, he's been on that planet for 3 years. Okay, but
right.
But the first part of it, he spent with an adult Drac that he had shot down, and they became friends after they learned to tolerate each other, and then the rest of it was spent with this adult Drac's child, and he had to raise the young Drac because the adult Drac died giving birth to it. And so he becomes extremely attached because he develops a sort of fatherly devotion to it.
Yeah.
He works really hard to help it survive, And in the end, it sort of becomes his own child, and it's kind of like he adopted it, which in a manner of speaking he did. He didn't have a choice.
Yeah, do you think the film is dated? Did you go, my goodness, this is very 80s, or did you think time has done this one well?
The only time I really thought, oh, this was done in the 80s was during the time when other pilots showed up, like female pilots, because of their hairstyles.
The hairstyle. It's always the hair.
Other than that, no, I didn't really notice that it was made during a certain time period. I think it's held up well.
Did you think his beard looked good, or do you think it looked fake at times?
No, I thought his beard looked fine. Rather well groomed for being on a desolate planet by himself, but still, it was a decent beard.
It's really a survival a movie like Castaway, only with
only with two people who have to learn how to work together in order to survive, instead of one man stuck on an island with a volleyball.
Yes, it reminded me of Castaway at times. Yeah. I do love survival movies where like this. Yeah. For some reason I find them very interesting. So how many socks would you give?
I would give it 4.
4 socks.
I enjoyed it. And I think it was worth 4 socks.
I would go 4 or 5. I think it was a bit slow in places, so it maybe loses. I might go for like 4.5 socks. But it is like I say, it's a sort of favourite of mine. And wait, my dad and I stumbled across it late night once on BBC Two, and we were like, what on earth is this? And it was just so detailed, well made. It's the best way, really, to see things is completely out of nowhere.
Unplanned, unexpected.
Yeah.
Suppose it's because you can't really brace yourself for the unknown. Or build up a dread or any particular feeling on it.